Hey there friends, welcome back to Scrap with Penny. What I have for you today is, it could be filed under tips and tricks, or it could be filed under travel, but what I want to share is my concept of itinerary pages. And I apologize, the girls are playing in the back, but I wanted to get this filmed sooner than later. So we travel a lot. As a young girl, I traveled with my family every summer. My dad would win the trip to convention, and we built some really neat family vacations around it. And my husband did not. So when we had the kids, we made it a tradition to take a trip. And then as they got older, we could do more things, and then we got to where we would take 2 trips a year. But anyway, this is my first attempt at an itinerary page, and this is regarding our 2006 trip to Washington, D.C. And you can see up here, I've got these doodlebug, well, I don't know what they were called, but they were long paper strips, and you bought them in a package by color. And so this is like 2 colors, and then this is some Bazzill, very old Bazzill, where they would coordinate these colors like that. And so what I opted to do was type up our journaling, and then on the subsequent pages, when we're doing all these things, I don't do a lot of journaling. I am picture heavy. So I just rounded some corners. This was an idea from an Allie Edwards, what did she call that? Yesterday and Today class from Big Picture classes that I think also was in 2006. And I just said what I did, and then I cut it to match, and you've got the staggered height because of that. I don't know why I chose this silly little font, but I did. So that's the first one. Oh my goodness, got a little glitch. Okay, so the second itinerary page I did incorporated pictures, and this was for our trip to New York City. And what I did was I broke it down by day. So these are stamps on cardstock, which you know is not usually ever going to work, and this was before we had the MISTI. So this is old school stamping, laying it down and praying that it goes well. So this was just a way, this is the second page behind my title page in this album, and it captures what we did. Now this is a nice layout format for a weekend trip, or if you maybe you're going to see family, like you don't have a ton of pictures but you want to lay it out. So you could actually document your whole vacation like this. You wouldn't have to even do subsequent pages. And this is the Simple Stories line that Urban Traveler, and I just hand wrote over here what my top 10 things were that we did. And this font I think is called Manchester, and I don't know what that one is. But this is another idea for an itinerary page, and I used the postage stamp border punch here and just kind of emulated the stripes. I included a map of Manhattan, and you know, if I wanted to, I could come in here with like little numbers on each of these places, and then come up here and do that. But you know, my kids are pretty savvy, and they can Google anything, so I don't think they need me mapping out for them where Wall Street is. So that is a little sticker that I put over what's probably an icon of the map ad or whatever. So that is that itinerary page. And then I changed formats, and this is the one that I've stayed with, and this is the one that I love. So I cut these on the Cameo, and then I typed this. These, I can't believe I don't see my ruler, but I can't because I'm always misplacing it. Nope. So it looks like these columns are 3 1/8. Gosh. Do y'all always have something you're misplacing? Sometimes I think about I should wear some things on my neck. I'll put it in the more rather than look through all of my stuff here. Is this one more easy to use to see? Oh, 3 inches. 3 inches exactly. That makes it a lot easier. And then I think these are 5. Yeah. So the pictures are going to be 3 by 5. And these are 1 inch tall. And I cut this on the Cameo. This is an old little yellow bicycle element. Gosh, I liked those acrylic or acetate embellishments. And this is a different border punch. I don't know what this one is called, but I like the cardstock. I like the consistent journaling. And what I did here is I just picked one picture from every day. And it's a picture that's not somewhere else in the album. So I tried to get each of us in there once, you know, me, Steve, Philip, Andrew, them together, the ship, Mickey. So very simple format, and it just kind of lays the groundwork for your trip album. And again, you know, you could just document your vacation like this. You don't necessarily need to do supplemental work. So then we went on an Alaskan cruise, and I wanted to say this is little yellow bicycle paper, and this is Bo Bunny souvenir mixed with some Simple Stories Urban Traveler, I think. This is on a cream background. I think it's coconut, and I got it at Joann's. So this is the same measurements. I didn't tell you the measurement for this guy. So this is going to be 4 1/2, and I lay this blue cardstock strip on top of it. So 3 by 4 1/2, 3 by 5, and this is a 3/8 strip. Again, I tried to get a picture of everyone on here. This is our really good friend from college, and he went with us on this cruise. And I cut this day by day with my Cameo, and these are some stickers from probably the Simple Stories line. Do you document your vacations? Are you caught up? Are you behind? Do you do an album? Do you just do some layouts? And so then it morphed, that iteration morphed into this. And when I started out on these, I was using a Carrie Bradford stamp set, and man, I decided that I could do it on the computer a lot easier. My format on these is to cut these little itty bitty letters and numbers on the Cameo, and it's a little fiddly, I'm not gonna lie. And then this, it emulates the little yellow bicycle acetate embellishment, and I cut this with a Cameo, and I just did some offsets, and then I deleted the middle size to get the white space in between. You can see this is a little longer than this. I've been happy with this. We go a lot to Walt Disney World, and this kind of lets me know that I don't have to scrapbook completely every trip. So I just lay out what we did, the highlights, and try and get everyone in there that went. This was the trip for the two of us. This is Times New Roman, and this is Amelie. This font is Amelie. And this is a border punch. I mean, not a border punch, a shape punch. And I cut these on the Cameo. And so, yeah. This is 1 inch up here. And that is still 3/8. And these are still going to be 3 by 4.5, 3 by 5. And then this is the postage stamp border punch. Here is another trip, and again, this is just us. And I've got the date on here. Looks very similar. I try to rotate so like not every one is the same exact color pattern. I just try and get one of each color, and then I put white around it, and I just pick whatever stripe strikes my fancy. And then these are the smaller print of 6x6 pads from the Echo Park papers, as are these. These are also Echo Park papers from the 6x6 pad. That might be 12x12. Okay, we've got one more. I'm so proud of myself for having the date on this. I don't have dates on all of them, which is why some of them are not put away. And I also vary up what the Mickey is, you know, what I use, because in an album these are all going to go next to one another. So I've got blue and 2 yellows, but the yellows are different. I'm so much happier now that I do this in Pages on the computer. And I'll have to look up and see what font that is, and I'll try and put that in the description. You don't see her very often. The evil, no, what is the Queen of Hearts? Then the other thing I wanted to show you is that when we go for just a weekend, I can do a 1-page. I don't have to do a double. So I can just do Friday, Saturday, Sunday. This was a quick trip over to experience some Christmas in November, because he has blackout travel dates, and we're not permitted to travel at Christmas. So I just picked red, I guess, for this, maybe since it was Christmas. You could do yellow, red, and blue. You could do all white. This is yet a different one. And then one more weekend trip. And I did at this point decide to modify my date format. Instead of messing with the little tiny alphabets, I just went to straight numbers. And so this would be November 12th to 13th of 22. And here we just went for 2 days, and I just did 2 pictures of Saturday. So I just wanted to share this idea with you, and I don't know if it resonates with you. I don't know if you have a good strategy for your vacations, but I like the idea of summarizing each trip and having a record of it. And it's kind of fun to open up the beginning of the album and see the format and see the overview of the trip. I haven't done this on every trip. Like anything we did probably before this trip that I had scrapbooked is probably not going to have an itinerary page. And you can see this was the very first time I tried it, and I just did all words. So, you know, if you like this format, you could do little 2x2 squares above this if you wanted to bring some pictures in. But I'm pretty happy just knowing that the story is documented, because so many times we lose the details. And so if you are behind in your travel, I would recommend doing some kind of itinerary page and getting some of your details down, and then as you go through and work on the rest of your album, you can refer back to this. And I don't know, I think it's fun. So let me know if you travel, if you scrapbook your travels, if you have ever done an itinerary page or thought about it, and share with me your strategies for scrapbooking trips, because there's so many pictures, and I find that it can be a little bit of a stretch to get them done. Right now I'm working on our 2023 cruise through the British Isles, and I'm taking it slow. I'm loving it. I'm making pages that I like, and at this rate, who knows when I'll finish, but I'll share. I've got some layouts done, and I'm going to share that eventually. So anyway, thanks for hanging out with me, and until next time, I'll see you later.
Thanks so much for hanging out with me today. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a thing. I'll be back soon with more layouts, videos, and a little stash busted magic. So please come back and crop with me. Until next time, happy scrapping, and remember, this is where paper meets story. Bye-bye.